What's up, everybody? It's your boy Slim Paco coming at you again with another video. So the NBA draft just happened, and I was thinking, man, 58 picks, not every hit pick's gonna be a winner, you know? So I was thinking, let's look at the 5 best picks of the draft and the 5 worst. Let's not waste any time. Let's get into it. Look at that golden hour glow. I see it. Anyways, I think it's gonna be a two-parter. First of all, we're gonna look at the first round today. And in the next video, we're going to look at the second round. So let's get into the first round. Okay, so what an absolute steal for the Houston Rockets that Cam Whitmore dropped all the way to the 20th pick. The 6'7" forward from Villanova won the Big East Freshman of the Year award in 2022 after stuffing his stat sheet with 13 points per game and 6 rebounds per game. I mean, he also shot 47% from the field, which is a standout stat for anyone at his position. Now, he has some injury concerns as he missed the first 7 games of his only collegiate season with a hand injury, but pairing him with Jalen Green and Alperen Sengun will hopefully create a dominant 1-2-3 combo package in the clutch city going forward. Am I the only one who's thinking that Brown probably went a little higher than he should have at the 30th pick? I mean, most mock drafts didn't have the Mizzou kid going before the middle of the second round. Does that mean Kobe Brown is an awful pick? Well, he's on the wrong side of my list, but he's basically the best of the worst picks I see out there. He's 6'7", 250, so about the same as LeBron, but more fat than muscle, to be candid. Brown averaged 10, 6, and 2 during his 4 collegiate seasons, which brings on another concern. He's 23 years old! I think my biggest concern with him is his age, but I mean, if the Clippers can figure out a way for Brown to become a guy who can defend inside and out, his age might actually bring on a wealth of experience for the team. Man, I feel like I need to turn the sensors on for this next one. But I mean, come on! No one thought GD was going to last as long as he did in the draft. And for the Toronto Raptors to pick him up at number 13, I know Jurassic Park is going crazy right now. A 5-star recruit going into his only season as a Kansas Jayhawk, Dick averaged 14, 5, and 2, which might not be eye-popping numbers specifically, but he managed to make the Big 12 All-Second team. Gritty Dick shot 40% from three-point land, and while the Raptors aren't in a rebuild per se, he'll be crucial to helping the team reload if they wish to do so. Fred VanVleet has spoken about possibly testing free agency, and though he is expected to return to Toronto, if for some reason he does not, Pascal Siakam, Scotty Barnes, and Grady Dick is a nice core for Toronto to build around. And we know those jersey sales are going to be absolutely insane. I mean, I can already see Drake with the Dick jersey right now. I expect some big energy in Toronto for years to come.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Let's get something straight. Brandon Miller is a great player. He's just a strange pick for the Charlotte Hornets. I mean, Scoot was right there! And Charlotte is in more need of another guard than they are a forward. It's just a weird pick for them and could really be Michael Jordan's final middle finger to the franchise he formerly owned. At Alabama, Miller became a star in his very first year, also winning the coveted SEC Player of the Year award. He's not a bad player, that's why I have him ranked number 4 of the worst. I think he has a chance to be a great player in the league, just not in Charlotte. Alabama under head coach Nate Oates likes to run a space spread offense, with Miller taking the point position, and the Charlotte Hornets don't really do that. Besides, Miller was a ball-heavy player in college, and the Hornets already have a ball-heavy guard in LaMelo Ball. I don't think Charlotte would change their offensive flow around Brandon instead of LaMelo. That's why I have him on this side of the list. Ooh, Indiana! What are y'all cooking in the Hoosier state? Whatever it is, me likey. And I really likey this pick. Julian Strawther, the Gonzaga product, spent his freshman and sophomore years with the Zags playing and studying behind guys like Corey Kispert, Jalen Suggs, and Drew Timme. He only averaged 7 points per game on limited playing time, but came into his own during the 2022-23 collegiate season. Strawther was a number 2 option on the Zags, behind the eternal mustache, and averaged 15 and 6, and even hit a game winner over UCLA a la Jalen Suggs during March Madness. Sorry, Bruins fans. Now, add Strawther as another guard to Indiana's lineup with Tyrese Halliburton and Buddy Hield, and you've got a pretty strong backcourt. At 6'7", he could also play the forward position if needed. Strawther has that clutch gene, and he could be the final straw to help the Pacers get over the top, or at least get back to the vibes they had with Reggie Miller and Paul George. New Utah forward Taylor Hendricks was a mistake. No, not him being a mistake. He was a mistake to draft. When the Jazz selected Hendricks with the 9th overall pick, guys like Cam Whitmore and Grady Dick were still available. Now, once again, don't get me wrong, Hendricks is a decent player. Coming out of UCF and the ever-strengthening American Athletic Conference, the young man averaged 15 and 7 at the small forward position. He made the AAC second team and the All-AAC freshman team. Like Kobe Brown and Brandon Miller, Hendricks is a good player and might be a great one, but I don't think that'll happen in Utah. Hendricks is projected to start, and with Colin Sexton, Jordan Clarkson, and Lauri Markkanen, I guess the Jazz ownership has never heard the saying, too many cooks in the kitchen, but whatever. I guess we'll have to see how these 4 chefs cook together. If it wasn't for some tall, skinny dude from France, Jordan Hawkins would be my top-ranked pick. I can't believe the New Orleans Pelicans are the only team that saw the vision when it came to the UConn product, who had a Kemba Shabazz-esque run during March Madness and led his Huskies to the tournament title. The 6'5" guard averaged 16 points per game last season, and although he probably needs to improve his assist totals, he only averaged 2 assists last year as a guard, Hawkins has something that can't be measured on paper: heart. If you watched him at all during the 2023 tournament, you know that when he gets going, he's an unstoppable monster. He scored 24 points in a blowout of the Gonzaga Bulldogs, which put his name on the map, if you didn't know it already. So the Pelicans picking him up, especially with everything going on with Zion, is an amazing thing. I have no doubt that he'll be a star, and I feel like now the Pelicans have a complete starting 5. CJ, Jordan Hawkins, Brandon Ingram, Zion, Valanciunas, assuming Zion stays around.
Who?
Let me just get that out of the way for the casuals, alright? Podziemski might not be a household name, but he certainly isn't a slouch. Well, kinda. BP hails from Santa Clara, the same university as NBA Hall of Famer, 2-time MVP Steve Nash, and like Nash, he was the Western Coastal Conference Player of the Year right before he was drafted. Podziemski averaged 19, 8, and 4 during his sole season with the Broncos, which are fantastic stats at first glance, until you consider the fact that he played in the WCC, a conference traditionally considered one of the worst in D1 college basketball, and for a small school that didn't make it to March Madness. So the stats seem more like empty calories than a full meal. Again, does this make Podziemski a bad player? No. Consider other former small school draftees like Damian Lillard or CJ McCollum or Steph Curry, guys who are now stars in the NBA. Speaking of Steph, that's who Podziemski will be playing alongside in Golden State, and he's an odd pick for the Warriors. Selected with the 19th pick, Podziemski wasn't expected to go before the second round, if at all. Indeed, it was questionable whether or not the Warriors needed another guard, when the forward position is where they're weakest at the moment. Monsieur Victor Wembanyama. Where do I even begin? The French Freak, the Olympiad, the Big Baguette. Quite possibly the best draft prospect since LeBron. And though people have used that comparison for players before, Victor might be the most sure thing since King James back in '03. We've been hearing about Wemby since 2021, when videos of the 7'5" lanky demigod began going viral. He can shoot like KD, handle the rock like Harden, defend like Giannis, and run the offense like Steph. He was unbelievable to watch in his native France with Metz 92. He played the game with a skill level and professionalism and basketball IQ way beyond his years. Though he's only 18, against freaking grown men in the LNB, Wemby averaged 25, 12, and 4 blocks during his final season in the French league. Has so many viral moments you could fill a whole SD card with them. And now with the San Antonio Spurs, Victor is highly likely to be the future of the NBA. Now, the lineup he has to work with in the Alamo ain't exactly the greatest, but come on. He's able to win with a bunch of NBA rejects, except for Bilal Coulibaly, overseas. And just like Luka Doncic, I'm 100% sure that Victor Wembanyama is going to thrive over here in the States. I promise I don't have Lively as my worst pick of the first round, just out of my hatred for all things Duke Blue Devils. I swear to God. Here's the deal. Derek Lively is a defensive stud, and he plays on that side of the ball with a passion and ferociousness that isn't really seen in basketball anymore, which allowed him to make ACC all-defensive team as a freshman last season. However, if we're going to be honest, and I hate this, but the NBA isn't really a defensive league anymore. Where Lively struggles the most is his offense. Averaging 5 and 5, Lively has a game kind of like Draymond Green, which is unfortunate since offensively he falls into the triple single category. He's also only a 60% free throw shooter, and them freebies ain't gonna get any easier in the league, homeboy. The Dallas Mavericks drafted Lively with the 12th overall pick to pair him with Luka, but I don't think it'll help the Mavs that much, especially if Kyrie decides to dip like what is expected. It'll just mean more work for Luka on the offensive side of the ball. And while the Mavs also drafted point guard Cason Wallace in the first round, they traded him to the OKC Thunder! So yeah, the Mavs are screwed, and I have no idea why they would draft an offensively challenged big man in 2023. Doesn't make any sense to me, and that's why I have Lively as the worst pick of the first round. Well, that's the video. Thanks everybody for tuning in. So what do you guys think? Do you guys think I got it right with the best top 5, worst top 5? Is there somebody I left out? Let me know in the comment section down below. And if you guys think any of these guys will win Rookie of the Year or somebody else from this draft class, you guys can put that down there too. But yeah, thanks for watching. I hope y'all liked the video. If you liked the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on that notification bell, and share with your friends and family. Oh, and be on the lookout for part 2, because it's coming soon. As for me, I'm going to get out of here. I got to go to work. I'll catch y'all later.
So I'm sitting there, barbecue sauce on my titties,